EastEnders reveals a first look at Whitney Dean locked up over Leo King's death. EastEnders has unveiled a series of new images that see Whitney Dean locked up, having been arrested over Leo King's death in future episodes. From scenes that are set to air next week, the stills see Whitney, Shona McGarty, sitting in prison cell, looking hopeless after chatting with her little sister Tiffany, Maisie Smith. Concerned for her older sibling, Tiffany begs solicitor Gray Atkins, Toby Alexander Smith, to defend Whitney's case in court. EastEnders death fears for Mick and Linda Carter after boat cliffhanger. Something which, despite his initial reluctance, he agrees to do. But the pressure of the case makes him lose his temper at his children Mia and Mackenzie, which worries his wife Chantel, Jessica Plummer. Whitney doesn't seem to have much faith in regaining her freedom either, but she maintains her earlier insistence that she stabbed Leo, Tom Wells, in self-defense, having realized his stalking had gotten completely out of control. EastEnders' Adam Woodyard reveals the part of Disaster Week he least enjoyed filming. Later, Gray is suspicious of Whitney's story and asks her outright whether she called anyone on the night of Leo's passing. She says she didn't, but viewers know she rang Mick. Things get even more complicated too, when Gray learns that she got a taxi to Mick's much-discussed boat party with Kush, Davud Gadami, that same evening. EastEnders' Jean Slater receives big news at the hospital next week. And there's another shock in store too. EastEnders is lining up a huge week for Jean Slater in next week's episodes as she learns that she's been given the all-clear following her ovarian cancer diagnosis last year. Next week will kick off with Jillian Wright, growing frustrated with partner Daniel Cook, Adrian Edmondson, when he continues to be blasé about his terminal diagnosis. Later, Daniel is touched when Jean insists that he stay with her when they learn that his hospice is closing, and Jean also decides to plan a surprise to cheer Daniel up after another conversation with him too. As Jean enlists Mo and Kush for help with her plan, her mood is later altered after she receives a phone call. Things also get emotional after she presents her surprise to Daniel and he then tells her that he won't die until he knows that she's okay. EastEnders star Jillian Wright reveals how Jean's cancer story has changed her in real life. Later in the week, Daniel forces Jean to attend her oncology appointment. With Mo accompanying her to the doctor's office, Jean is then overwhelmed to hear that her recent MRI scan has come back clear. After returning home, Jean ends up lying to Daniel and tells him that she's still waiting for her results, but it's not long before Mo spills the beans that Jean has been given the all-clear. Later, Jean and Daniel spend time together sitting in the Square Gardens. But there's another shock in store for Jean after she returns from getting Daniel a drink. EastEnders airs these scenes on Monday, February 24th, Tuesday, February 25th and Thursday, February 27th on BBC One.